Good evening, friends, and welcome to Littleport Christian Spiritualists. It's a pleasure to see everybody here tonight. I can see the numbers increasing. I can see the comments rolling down, which we'll share a little bit later on. And so welcome to the Good Evening Sofa. They've got a This Morning Sofa. Well, this is the Good Evening Sofa. And it is, of course, evening right now, and it probably will be evening somewhere, anywhere in the world, whatever time it is you're watching, because I know that many people like to catch up in the morning, tomorrow night, in the afternoon, but whatever time you join us, remember it's evening somewhere, so I'm still right, and you're all most very, very welcome. And now, one of the things that I love about this job is being able to introduce good friends, dear friends, and old friends. And we've got definitely a good mixed bag of that tonight. So without further delay, we are going to introduce our medium. He's a very good friend of ours at Littleport, a very good friend of mine personally. He's a big, lovable teddy bear, and his name is Carlos Galiana. Good evening. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. I'm looking forward. I'm rusty, but I'm here.
Well, we know that the Spirit will provide a libation of oiling for the joints, so the rust will wash away.
It will be that way.
Definitely.
Otherwise, I won't be here.
Bless you, bless you. So, what have you been? What have you and your little friend been up to? You've got we've got a special guest hanging around your ankles. We've already seen him once tonight. He's somewhere about. No doubt he'll get himself on the back of the chair over there and say hello later on. So, yes. What have you been up to these last few months, Carlos? What have you been?
I've lost it. I lost something.
What have you lost?
My gallbladder. I had an operation, and I was in Adam Brooks, in and out for about 6 weeks, in and out. But it's perfect now. No problem.
They've got you all fixed up.
I had the repairs done while there's no work going. So that was my way of having, what is the thing that the government is doing to people while they cannot go to work?
Oh, yes, locking them down.
Yes.
Yes, so you've been...
There's another thing that subsidizes their incomes.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes, I'm with you. And I'm getting shouted at in the background of what it is. So let's bring her up so that she can say hello as always. I think, do you know what? This is the fun part where I can have a little bit of fun, right? I think people forget that I can still see them watching when they're sitting in the background waiting to be brought up. And quite often I can see Reverend Lynn going at me to indicate that she knows what I don't. So let's bring her up as ever. We spoke about good friends, a very good friend of mine, but also the principal minister of the New Christian Spiritualist Society. Everyone give a big welcome to Reverend Lynn.
Hello there. And and of course, now don't give me the clap as soon as I get on.
Here we go. I warn you all.
Let's carry on as we were. Furlough, Reverend Nick.
That's the one.
Furlough, yes.
That's the one. Well, you see, I never got furloughed. I had to carry on selling beans and petrol.
Yes, because, management had to carry on regardless.
Well, it wasn't so much management. It was the retail industry, of course.
Well, yes, you are a key worker.
Apparently so.
As you are key to us here tonight.
Bless you.
There you are. No. So interesting, Carlos, to hear that you had, a hospital situation while you were resting from your toils. And very pleased we are, all of us, to see you looking so well.
Thank you.
In fact, you're looking better now than you did before.
It's less of me now.
Well, obviously, because you've actually, recovered yourself. You were obviously sick before, and now you are well. So that's really wonderful. And I know that you'll have had help from all our friends upstairs.
Oh, I'm pretty certain.
Do so much work. It's amazing, isn't it? I bet you had lots of conversations with them as well while you were stuck in the hospital and suffering.
Now, you have to be aware all the time of what is around you.
Yeah. And the point is this, that spirits are all around us. And I was actually thinking about what I've been experiencing myself. And I have been in a hospital situation myself, not for my own health, but for someone else's. And I was very worried because they were not being treated as quickly as I thought that they should have been, having obviously got cancer, and it had spread, and they are still waiting after 1 week for a biopsy, would you believe? And somebody put it to me today when I was really puzzled. I mean, other tests have been done, but the crucial one, really, which is for lung cancer, is a biopsy. That hasn't been conducted as yet, and we're 1 week away from the actual discovery of it in the hospital where this person is situated still. And I was wondering about this, because my own experience of having cancer, as everybody else would have, up here where we are on the Fens, and I was being treated by the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, King's Lynn. They are wonderfully quick. You're in, you're there, they do all the tests, I didn't only have one biopsy, I had several, come back and have some more, and there's this person waiting after a week for one crucial biopsy. And it was put to me that perhaps it was because he had continued to smoke, and therefore there was this feeling, I was told, amongst National Health Service professionals, that if people were sort of not cooperating in their own health issues, that they would be sort of at the back of the queue. And this led me to thinking about all the people that we don't think deserve to be helped, and how dreadful that is. That we look at people judgmentally, and we are told not to do that by the person whose leadership and example we follow. We are Christian spiritualists, and we follow the teachings and example of Jesus. And when he said, "Let he who is without sin cast the first stone," when somebody was going to be stoned for some misdeed or other. And of course, that still goes on in some countries in the Middle East.
Oh, yes.
And he was actually saying, let that person who is free of sin, who has never done anything wrong, throw that first stone to kill that person. And I thought that what he was trying to say there was to say to people, look at yourself before you start judging others. Look at what you've done in your life. Are you so sort of, white as a driven snow, as it were, in the soul, that you can be judgmental about someone else? And I thought to myself that there's this person who's suffering from, definitely suffering from lung cancer, problems with other areas of their body as well, and that there may be this underlying undercurrent of judgment, that because he continues to smoke, he is not worth helping as quickly as somebody who has given it up. And I thought, well, if someone's under a lot of stress and they've always smoked, what would they do? They would smoke. And I think that also there's a sort of a fatalism about it, isn't it? Some people think, oh, well, it's cancer, it's going to kill me, I might as well carry on doing whatever I'm doing. You know, poor George Best, he was given the best treatment, and you know, his liver was messed up, and what did he do? He carried on drinking. And you know, not everybody, but lots of people said, oh, well, you know, that's what he brought it on himself. And the thing is this, that what you may not know is that a long, long time ago, when I was a very young woman, I was actually a drug addict. And I know that when I ended up in hospital on the few occasions when I'd been beaten up or whatever else happens to you when you're out on the streets and taking drugs, mostly unpleasant stuff, I know that I wasn't given the best treatment. In fact, I was pretty much ignored and very much looked down upon, and I did not get the medical treatment that I should have had at that time. I know that because I had 2 broken noses, neither of which were treated. And funnily enough, I was at the same Queen Elizabeth, which is a wonderful hospital, in my present self, and I was treated so well. And when the chap had to put the camera up my nose, it was quite painful one side, and when he took it out and said, oh, you know, I'm sorry about that, I said, that's all right. I said, it's just that, you know, I had my nose broken a couple of times. And he said to me, yes, I know, I saw it. Because, of course, he's seen the inside of my nose. And he said, you know, he said, you've got a big shard of bone right across that one there. So, I mean, it's just marvellous that I could sort of breathe. But, yeah, so you see, I was a victim myself of that very attitude, that people thought that because I was doing it to myself, if you like, that I was, you know, perhaps I'd asked for the beating up that I got, or something else had happened, that I was not worth treating properly as another human being should be. And all these years later, many, many years, more than half a century, I was seeing that same awful attitude coming through to somebody who other people thought were less worthy of treatment. And I'm hoping very much that this person now gets the good treatment that he deserves. He's a husband, a father, and much loved member of his own community and his family. And, you know, even in the worst case scenarios of people who, like my old self was, you know, brought it on themselves, taking drugs, you know, living rough, you know, of course, I wanted to be homeless and on the streets, of course, and not treated properly. And I just felt so bad. And I would just like to say to people who are listening to me this evening, as it is, as Reverend Nick said this evening, that they think to themselves before they judge, before they look at somebody who is, you know, in trouble with themselves, perhaps, shall we put it that way, who is in a bad situation. We don't know their circumstances. We don't know their life story. We don't know their history, what brings people to being ill, particularly when it seems that they haven't looked after themselves properly. They haven't eaten the right food. They smoked too much, drunk too much, done something too much. But whatever it is, we should all have that kindness that Jesus himself asked us. If you are without sin, you cast the first stone at that person. And I think that if all of us stop and, you know, think about that, we will look at other human beings with more compassion, and we'll understand that we ourselves are not without sin, and we cannot afford, for our soul's sake, to actually pass judgment and be unkind to the next person, whoever they are. Because the other thing is this, you know, We never know who an angel is. An angel can be somebody that we would regard as a tramp, somebody who looks very unpleasant. You know, there's something very fascistic, if you like, you know, very, very nasty about judging people by the way they look. You know, it really is wrong. And I think that if anything could be sort of brought to the table tonight, I would like to say that, you know, our brand of spiritualism is kind, it's compassionate, and we do follow the teachings and example of Jesus, and we certainly would not throw the first stone, the second, third, or fourth stone. We would actually go and rescue that person if we could. We would dig them out of the hole that they were stuck in, and we would try and rescue them from that. So there. So perhaps that's something to think about this evening. I did warn Reverend Nick that it might not be an ordinary kind of address, but I do feel that, you know, spirituality and spiritualism is something that can spread the message. So if you are talking to somebody, you know, if you are a medical professional, please spread that message. You know, do not judge your fellow human beings, and do not withhold treatment or kindness or anything else from people that you yourself judge to be lesser recipients of medications and so on than the next person who might appear to be a little bit more holy. There you are.
Fantastic. I have to say, Lynn, you said that you warned me that this. Let me just mute you a second, so the echo. I will unmute you when it's time for you to give your usual response to whatever it is that I have to say. You said that I should not expect a usual address. I hate to contradict you, Lynn, but there is no such thing as usual with you other than usual. And I say this because one of the first things you ever taught us sitting in circle back 22 years ago down Victoria Street, in the shadow of a painting of Doris Stokes and those healing hands shining above, you said the only way to speak for spirit is from your own spirit, to speak your truth, to speak it boldly, bravely, from the heart, and also let spirit cast you along that ocean. And I have never known you to do anything other than that. Now, sometimes it is with stern determination and passion. Other times it is with personal attribution, and other times it's downright blooming hilarious. But it is always and has always been from the heart, with heart. And there's so much love and gratitude pouring out tonight for those that are watching about your honesty. Now, obviously, having sat in circle and been your friend for 22 years, I've heard those stories before, but I've never heard you speak them from the platform. And it just goes to show that 22 years ago, when you said those words, from the heart, about the heart, and let spirit cast it along, that you are one of those rare people in this day and age who says it as it is, but actually, and I'm going to say it, puts the money where the mouth is. So thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Lynn.
Am I unmuted?
You are. I will say that's something that I wasn't able to do 22 years ago. 2 years ago.
No, this has been just a recent, eventuality. Yeah, the thing is that, I feel sometimes that when I say to people, I haven't always been this old, and I haven't always been as I am now. I've been in this movement, in this way of life now for many, many years, and it's just been as a lifesaver for me, and I just want it to be that lifesaver for everybody else that comes into contact with us, as spiritualists. And that's why I'm so keen on having a religious experience tied into spiritualism, and why I'm so glad that we're able to declare that. So we're not just card readers and message bringers, and we're not a musical act. It's nice to feel that people are uplifted, that we can have some fun, we can have a laugh. But the bottom line is really always to remember that there is always somebody who is grieving. There is always somebody who is suffering. There's always somebody who has experienced, either in the past or at the present time that they're actually joining with us, some kind of real personal distress and upset. And we don't know what kind that is and what form it takes. But we always have to be mindful that underlying all of this is the fact that our loved ones in spirit are able to listen to us, to act on our behalf. When we say our prayers, we know that they are heard. We know that, okay, God himself may not be listening right now, but he will be given those messages of prayer. They will be relayed upwards until they do hit the spot. And there will be an answer for all of us. And I need people to know that. And, the other religions of the world are fine, but they expect people just to accept what they say, about the afterlife, about God listening to prayers, that Jesus walked the earth and came to bring light to the world and did lots of miracles and healing and stuff. And they see it all really as sort of like a matter of faith, that they've just got to believe in this without actually, receiving any proof whatsoever, really. But we can actually say that we are a religion that actually provides proof of what we promise people, that we can say that our spirit guides, our helpers, have the ear of the angels and can tell us things and help us in ways that, that other religions can only promise and hope for the best, but we know that it's the truth. And there's been so many good healings gone on. Look at Carlos. Look at how healthy he looks. Yeah. They must have stood by the surgeon's hand. We know that. Our helpers, they stand by our surgeon's hands and they guide them and they look after us. And, whatever happens, it always has a good outcome. And we just have to know that and pass that knowledge on to other people. So there, I'll shut up. I really do talk too much sometimes, and it was very polite of you not to mute me immediately. But I hope that you all have a wonderful evening, and I know that Carlos is such a good medium, and he'll be even better now because he's not got this gallbladder problem. When we're not well, it puts us off. It puts us off our stroke a bit, doesn't it? And it's nice when we feel a bit sort of energized and with a bit of health. It helps, health helps. So please do have a lovely, lovely evening. And I'm sure that if you get any problem with your recipients, Carlos, I will be taking their names and I will be talking to them afterwards. So, be extremely open-minded. And try and listen to what you're telling them and accept their messages. So,
the doctor has spoken. Take your medicine like a good public. You did give me one thought, Lynn. Spiritualism, it's like Heineken. It refreshes parts that other religions cannot reach. Of course, other lagers are available. I do have to say that for copyright purposes. So thank you, Lynn, and we will see you a bit later on.
Oh, God bless.
God bless you, darling. Thank you. Well, Carlos, how are you feeling after that?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling sentimental, and but as well, I'm feeling very musical.
Yes.
You know
the thing is that when Lynn speaks, she does inspire a lot of songs.
Right. But the thing is that the song that I nearly sang you earlier on today when I was talking to you was, it's not where you start, it's where you finished. Yeah. Now, can I go into what I have been feeling?
Of course you can.
Now, the thing is that sometimes we get into trouble with the universe because we cannot accept ourselves for who we are. And it takes an awful long time to accept who you are and trying to be the best that you can be. By doing that and coming, it's not something that you can experience in 5 minutes, but it's something that I think that we spiritualists, we should be empowering those who comes to listen to us, because the word past years, when in the 60s and 50s and whatever, you had speakers coming to do demonstrations. You will have 5,000 people coming to hear spiritualists, because it was some kind of wonderful new thing. But it's just that you are taught then that you are not on your own. And as soon as you understand that you are not alone, that when you have got difficulties, you pray to I mean, God is a very busy being, but he's inside of you. So it's that God inside of you that you reach out to. But also, those who has been put there to look after you, to guide you, they are a little bit, it's like they have passed their exams and they are suited to who you are, because they can guide you, because they have experienced certain things like yours in the past. So they are all forgiving and they're all there because that is their mission, to sort of protect you and guide you. Now, by balancing, I just think that you feel that you are, once you start, it's not easy to find yourself in balance, but if you keep trying and you keep seeing results of the things that you are asking for, they happened. And, it's like, while you are doing your path, everything is, you're doing the right job, you're doing the right thing. So you have that sort of refreshment, you have got that sort of satisfaction in what you are doing. And once you achieve that kind of balance, for the better word, is the only way I can put it, then you feel healthier, happier, you are more used to others, because the thing is that everybody looks around. A lot of people are blinded, but certain things that we have got in our material world or whatever. And there is so much for them to learn and so much unhappiness because they cannot find that balance. That by being who you are, I mean, sometimes my friends really and truly take me to the laundry because they think that I'm mad, that I'm potty, that I'm stupid, that I believe in all these crazy things that, is like people saying, like the man who was possessed to go and kill John Lennon or whatever. And they think I'm going to be somebody like that, somebody who is cuckoo. But no, I trust that I'm not such I'm not in charge of anything, because I owed everything to my creator. And I trust that I'm going to be guided through those difficulties and all those troughs that sometimes we face in life. And by sort of inviting them to guide you through that path, two head things better than one. So you look at the different focus, but it's something that you got to have that trust in your guides and helpers. You got to have that trust that you are not on your own. You have to have that trust that you are not listening to those words by coincidence. And that those words, you know, at the moment, we are all absolutely confused, and we are all sort of going around like silly nanny goats, because there's so many things around us. There is COVID, there is the weather problems, there is, you know, so many different things. Some of them are short term, some of them are long term. But it's because we have to sort of come together and not look after our own interests, whether you are a family, or you are a nation, or you are whatever. We have all to be in it to have. It's by time that we start reasoning that we are not so strong, we are not so in command of everything, that we are here to learn about life and living, about caring for each other, about creating that we think we are going to get when we go over there, which is paradise or whatever. Just create a little bit of that on earth and around you and around us. And this is, to me, what spiritualism is, that you are empowered to dialogue with the universe. You are empowered to be a better person, but also you have to go to start by accepting yourself and trusting that those things that are in your head, they are not empty promises, they are not stupidity or you are going loopy. It's just simply that you are sort of having a dialogue with God, with what is in your inside, and allowing that to expand and to get you from day to day. You will be healthier, you will be happier. And of course, we are Christians. Jesus was the first person who came and proved these things to us, or, you know, that we are aware of. And he was a medium, he was a healer. He was zillion miles away from anything else that has been done before, or that is here, or it will ever be, because that was, I don't know, it's very difficult to define and to describe. But I think that I hope that he can guide me and listen to me by me putting my trust and my faith on him. Amen. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Do you know what? I have so missed that. I have so missed that call echoing through the rafters of the village. Well, thank you so much. And I'm sure your words will also have reached the friends and family of all those that are in need. In particular, I'm sure they will have reached out and touched with great strength the family of the gentleman that Lynn was also referring to earlier. And I'm sure that will have been of great benefit to them should they be watching. So
pray,
thank you.
Your laugh, and hope that they are going to see the light and help themselves, you know, to break that barrier of not liking themselves or not caring. Because if you care after yourself, you care after the people who loves you. You don't want to allow them to see you going down the pan.
Exactly. Thank you, Carlos Galiana. Thank you. Well, my friends, excuse me. It's time for our reading, and it's a bit of a change to the norm. We have got two people sitting in the wings watching, but they're actually not doing the reading tonight. But I feel so duty bound and so used to pressing their buttons that I'm going to ask Reverend Victor Meldrew, I apologize, Reverend Alan Sutton and Reverend Penny to come up and introduce the reading tonight so that I can come off the screen and just be the buttons for a moment. So Reverend Alan, Reverend Penny, are you there?
Hello, everybody. Yes.
Hello. Now, I understand you've copped out of doing the reading this week.
Yes, that's right. You know, well,
Good we, Nick.
as you've always known, Nick, even in the church itself, I've always said that anyone that wishes to do a reading and share their thoughts, then I will willingly step aside, because it's about everybody, not about us ministers.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So tonight we've got a reading. I haven't got a clue what it is, and it'll be a nice surprise. But it's going to be read by the lovely Samantha Wright. So welcome.
There we go. As if by magic.
Um,
Hello.
Hello. How are
Hello.
you?
I'm a
Wasn't
bit-
that a wonderful introduction, by the
Oh,
way?
Thank you.
You
Thank
should get a job doing the links on the news.
you very much. That's lovely. Thank you. I'm a bit worried because it doesn't seem to tie in.
You'd be surprised. You're all right.
Just read it, you'll be surprised.
I've got a feeling it's probably down to our own personal feelings this week.
Yeah.
Could be tied. So anyway, I'm going to give you this. So, I'll just give you a little bit. Being in lockdown in the last few months has made me even more thankful for what I actually have, and especially who I am with, who I have with around me. It's also made me aware and how more precious our time is here on earth, and more so how precious our family and friends are to us. So looking for inspiration, I looked for a reading, and this jumped out at me, and I thought I would like to share it with you. It's called Each Moment is Precious by Pat A. Fleming. Live in the moment, just take it all in, pay attention to everything, right there and right then. Don't let your mind wander to what's coming next. Cherish this moment and give it your best. Don't let tomorrow make you rush through today, or too many great moments will just go to waste. And the person you're with in that moment you share, give them all of your focus, be totally there. Laugh till it hurts, let the tears drop, fill up each moment with all that you've got. Don't miss the details, the lesson is there. Don't get complacent, stay sharp and aware. It can take but a moment to change your life's path, and once it ticks by, there's no going back. In just 60 seconds, you may make a new friend, find your true love, or see life start or end. You become who you are in those moments you live, and the growth with not taking, but how much you give. Life is just moments, so precious and few. Whether valued or squandered, it's all up to you.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
And you
Absolutely.
thought-
And how you can not think that doesn't tie in. Come on, that was beautifully spiritually
Absolutely.
influenced.
Good.
Now you've read it and listened to it yourself, you realize just how much that ties in, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you might. That's wonderful. Sam, thank you very, very much for a wonderful reading. And Hannah, get yourself ready. There's only 2 more slots to go. And
Yeah.
and Alan, we will see about getting you a job on the BBC or ITV about a link introducer for the next program.
Okay.
Thank you both for coming on. And Penny, keep him in check and keep your chocolate safe. All right, darling?
Well, definitely. Yeah, I do. Don't worry.
God bless. Thank you very much. What was that, Hannah?
I got puppets.
Have you? Keep it away from Reverend Victor over there. He'll have it off you. Take care. God bless, and we'll see you all later.
Yes. Later. Bye-bye.
Bye. God bless. Wonderful. Well, friends, the time is fast approaching. The mediumship is almost here. But first, of course, it is time for some healing. and very much required and needed in this life and in this world, as everything tonight has demonstrated. And so do consider all those who are in need of help and love and support from the world of spirit down to us down here, including that young man and his family and friends that Lynn was talking about earlier, but anyone also that you know in similar situations. But of course, we also remember those that we do not know and have no one to ask for them at this time, because that's just what we do. So we will open our healing silence and healing video these days with the healing prayer and end with the word Amen. So let us join together and send our thoughts out to the universe as we ask to heal the brokenhearted and aid the suffering ones. As we join together and say, Great Spirit, Father, Mother, God, here we bring unto you all those who are sick in mind, body, or spirit, that it may please thee to heal them. Both those we know, those we do not know, and those who have no one to ask for them. We ask for them now. Amen.
Amen.
Well, friends, the time has come. So far this evening, this way of life has demonstrated openness, honesty, and truthfulness, and a need to reach out and help each other. And so on that thought and vein, the next part of our service follows those exact same footsteps as we show and demonstrate the honesty and the truth that life is indeed eternal. And tonight doing that is the lovely Carlos. So we're going to bring up his first recipient in order of those whom are popped up into the waiting room. So Linda, dear, are you there?
I'm here.
You're supposed to say I'm free.
I'm free.
Well,
not
you can. Yeah, well, no, I would think not. Well, you can both hear each other, can't you?
Well, I can hear you. Yes.
Yes, I can hear Carlos.
Yeah.
In that case, I'm out of the way. Speak to you soon.
Can I say, first of all, Linda, is there an anniversary in the last few days?
Yes.
Now, I think that I'm right to say that in the past, or is there in your family, I don't know if it's the recent past or further up in your family, was there a cardinal, a Catholic cardinal?
He was religious, but I don't think he was a cardinal.
All right. It's just that I could see somebody dressed in mauve.
He may have worn those sometimes, yeah.
Right. But also I'm aware that he's a funny hat in his head.
I don't know about that one. Yeah, Nick says yes.
Right. It's just that with that, I just feel that this person was a very deeply religious person, and it was great appreciation, particularly of ecclesiastical things of the past, like all paintings, Latin, etc., etc. And I just feel that this person is very much around you because he's doing some kind of upliftment, and I know that you had some problems with your wrist, but it's like he's trying to give some healing. It's like he's trying to put some liliment or some kind of healing warmth into it. And I don't know, sometimes you feel that warmth, but you're not imagining it. It's like he would have been somebody very much into the, it's like his touch will be a little bit like that of a mother in his in the warmth that will come out of his hands. You know what I mean by that? And it's like, at the moment, you need something like that, because can you also take something to do with the with ships, with harbors and people in the Russian Navy? Yeah. And it's like they are sending their regards from the past. It's like, you know, sometimes when somebody goes on a ship and they will send a postcard from exotic places. Can you understand that?
Yes.
Particularly of the East. I don't know why the East is so important in this communication. It's like they want you to know that it's them in particular, because that is somebody else that has been trying to be helpful to you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have got also a lady here which is doing some crochet for me.
Yes.
And with that crochet, it's like I want to put, I can see some black in it, like she might have been a widow or have some problems, but it was the sort of person would have been very positive, because I'm putting some colors into this. It's like I'm trying to splash color as I'm doing this I'm not knitting but crocheting this piece. And it's like sometimes you feel her around here.
Yeah.
And she's taking me to you when you were a child. Can you understand this?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And for some reason or other, she's making me aware of a black and white skirt. I don't know why.
No, I don't know why.
All right, but it's just that, you know, it's hard to explain. There is this undercurrent with the color black, which to me signifies mourning or difficulties in the life. But it's like she would have been somebody who overcame those problems by being very precise and rational.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because to me, it's like this person would have experienced the war and just after the war.
Yes.
So it was a lot of distress and a lot of, but it's like she still have got you at heart, and she's very much around you. Can you understand that she's making me aware of a light blue wall? I don't know if this is where she was living or where you live now, but it's like a rough wall, not rough, but not sort of. I mean, nowadays you see these silk finishes and things like that. So this would have been a little bit rougher than that, like not the same quality paint. But I just feel she's making me aware of a light blue color with not such a fine texture.
Okay. Mm.
Yeah. Now, can you understand that she's making me aware of warming my hands doing chestnuts outside?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden it's like, you know, those sort of gloves that has got the ends are free. You know what I mean? Mittens, yeah. But it's like for some reason or other, chestnuts have been done, and I feel that I'm in the outside, and I want to go sort of end of October, beginning of November with these.
Yeah.
Right? And
yeah.
I don't know. Can you understand the word ionize? This is like sort of like, and I can see water that has been tainted to some kind of yellowy color.
Only if you put some whiskey in a glass and it put water on it.
Okay, it's just that this is the feeling that I have, that I'm mixing the water is having some color, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So if they used to like whiskey is a way of calling my attention to that, but usually the whiskey is done with spring water.
Mm-hmm.
But then it gets tainted by being converted into whiskey, like Jesus converted the water into wine. But is that sort of like somebody would have liked that sort of color? They would be very partial to see this color in water. If you know what I mean. Right.
Yeah.
Have you got some difficulties with your right eye as well?
Yeah, they are a bit misty at the minute.
Right, because it's just I feel that it's just as well that they're showing that, because it's like sometimes you're not sort of realizing that they are around you. It's not quite that you need convincing, but that you're not sort of fully aware of how much is going around you.
No, I understand that.
Right. Now, is there a young one that is having some piercing done?
Possibly, I don't know.
All right. It's just that I've got a very young boy here. I don't know if there's a very young boy around, but he's a little bit forceful or a handful.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. I feel that he's acting older than his age.
Yeah. Okay. Mm.
Yeah. But I feel that for some reason or other, he's very trim. He's like he's a little bit nervy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that for some reason or other, I just feel that you will be able to communicate with him more than other people because you're more tolerant.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Now, somebody is bringing me a lily, a white lily, but it has got some kind of yellowy around it.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
All right. Okay. I've got another lady here because this is somebody very different, and I don't know. I feel that this lady is quite nimble. When I mean, there is not much meat on her, but I don't know if she had difficulties around the chest. But I don't know if it's that she was she broke some bones or something, and she had to have what is that now? When they cement your body, I don't know. I cannot think of the word for a minute.
Cast, but they put cast on, bro.
Yeah. Or is that she used to wear a very firm bodies? Because I just feel that is pressing on my ribs a little bit.
I'm not sure about that one.
Okay, it's just like what I feel is that you have been in some kind of thing. You have felt that you were somehow contained. That you have been prevented from movement.
Yes.
Yeah, and this is the way that she's showing it to me. That is like I've been strapped, for the better word.
Yeah.
And I feel a little bit uncomfortable. But also, I feel that have you had some temperatures or something of the sort? Because I just feel that all of a sudden I'm feeling very hot and uncomfortable.
Yeah, my wrist is like that, very hot and uncomfortable.
Right. Now, I feel that right. I don't know why, but somebody's making me aware of having cold soup.
Yeah. Yes.
Right? But it's just sort of people that are coming in and out to make you realize that you are not on your own. This is what we were talking earlier on. And I also feel that before I go, somebody's making me aware of, you know what is a Manila wrap?
Sorry, a what?
A Manila wrap. You know, there is, perhaps you have seen it in Spain or somebody is bringing me a wrap that is being embroidered in lovely, in a lovely way, flowers, right? Yes. And I don't know why, but one of them looks to me like a carnation that is sort of flowery.
Yeah.
Can you understand that?
I can understand that.
This is something that belongs to somebody, like scarf or something like that. But he has got, to me, this has been embroidered.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's the sort of thing that you would have used the frame to embroider it. I know. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I feel that there is a lot of warmth and love for you, and when you go on holiday, or is there somewhere that you've got memories of going up a little hill, like a castle in ruins or something? Yes. Yeah. Because they are bringing those memories too. Okay. God bless you. And a gentleman who had a maroon type of car, like a Rover or something like that, but maroon.
Nick saying yes.
Yes, I had a maroon Rover, mother.
Oh,
they're reminding you of how much of a terrible driver I was in it.
Okay. God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you, Carlos. Now,
I'm terribly rusty.
I wouldn't say that yet, because frankly, I've got something to show you all. Now, my mother disagreed with me on the gentleman looking like a cardinal with a funny hat. I was looking through my magic box the other day, and I found this. I'm just going to zoom myself up a bit larger for a second. There we go. That is a nice picture there.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a picture taken of Uncle Tom and his friends on a ship's concert whilst he was on the Navy on the HMS Reaper that went out to Singapore. You can't get as much further east than that. And there he is, dressed in a funny vicar's hat.
I haven't seen that picture.
No, you haven't, but I had. So there you go. God bless you, Carlos. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carlos.
You're welcome.
See you later, mother. I'm in trouble now for not showing her that picture before, but there you go. Never mind. Well, moving swiftly on. Well done, that man. I'm now going to ask Daniela if she is happy to come up. I can see Christine's patiently waiting as well. I haven't forgotten you, darling. Don't worry. So she's pulling faces at me now. Daniela, are you there, my dear?
Yeah.
Hello there. Right, I'll leave you two to it then. See you in a bit.
Thank you.
Oh my God, Daniela, you love worrying. Now, have you got a child?
Have I got a child?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I going to the age of 2, 3, something like this?
I've got 3 children, and 1 is 3.
All right. Okay. It's just that what I feel, what they are trying to make me feel, is that at the moment you're going through a process of growing up and learning a few things about yourself and what is around you. And I don't know if you can remember what I was saying earlier on, when I was saying that, you know, the number one thing is that you got to accept yourself. So it's that this thing is not working very well for a minute. I've touched it. Now it's better. Now it's just like I just need to. I want to grow up. And there is something that I want to reach out to, but I cannot get there. And it's like it's made more difficult by having children around me, having to sort of be a mother above everything. But the good thing with this, that I feel it is that it's part. Sometimes growing up is not easy.
Right.
We go and we do so much with our lives, and then all of a sudden you think to yourself, "Oh my God, there is no substance under my feet." Yeah, but in essence, what you have been doing is right. You have been following what you're supposed to be doing, though to you at the moment it's not the sort of thing that you would have chosen if you haven't given a second opportunity. But it's done and it's there, and the only thing that I can do is stand up to it and hope that I have done the right thing. Of course, you have done the right thing, because how many women are there trying to have a child for years and they can't, and you have got 3? So that, you have done your purpose, and perhaps it's not the last one. Perhaps it will be a 4th one. I don't know why, but it might be. Because the thing is that, to me, is like there is plenty of things still happening in your life, right? Now, I have got a little old. When I mean a little old lady, I don't mean exactly a little old lady. I just feel that there is a lady who is quite not skinny, but not a lot of flesh on her, but she is very have you got some Irish connections?
Yes.
Like, because to me this looks a little bit like an Irish grandmother or aunt or something. Yeah, sorry, this is trying me to distract me for a minute. I don't like it. Yeah, it's just that it's that sort of thing. But this is somebody with a great deal of character, and she's very much around you and protecting you. Yeah.
Right.
Now, she's showing me a little pillow. You know, where you put your pins and your things. You know, when you have got your own pins and needles and things like that, you put them in a little cushion.
I'm not sure.
Right. Who it would have been? Sorry, this is. Who would have been somebody that would have understood about doing? What is that? Lace. Can you understand somebody that has got in a little pillow, has got pins and needles to do some kind of lace?
I've got a vague memory of like pins with like a little colour head on them, but you put your clothes with.
I just feel that whoever it was, it sometimes is like when you're doing lace, it looks all very intricate, right? But it's very repetitive in essence, because you have to have the patience of with it, right? No, but I just feel that is like at the moment it's like you are. This is part of what is happening around you. It needs to. All right. Do you know what to do? And it's just that just you have to a little bit longer to carry on and plodding and doing the same thing in order to keep this rich pattern that eventually will be a proper piece of work, which at the moment is like is not, it's just sort of the beginning. Or I started doing this and I've seen the pattern emerge. Yeah. And this is what I feel that. But I just feel that in the meantime, one thing that you need is confidence, because you have not been very confident in the past.
No.
And this is something that you want to be strong, but sometimes you think that you are not, but you are getting stronger all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this lady started, but also there is a gentleman here. Can you understand a gentleman who had difficulties in the right eye? This is not a very tall gentleman to me, but I just feel.
Yeah, it could be the partner to the person he was with. Yeah.
But you see, the thing is that sometimes when we come into contact with people and things like that, is because they are part and parcel of those lessons and taking us to the next level, right? And it's perhaps you are good for them as well, and they want to let you know that that is so, right? Because in everything it takes two to tango, and it takes two to trust each other and grow together. And I think that this is something that you probably have been trying hard in the past.
Yeah.
Right. And I just feel that, can you understand photographs of a lady? I'm going back to the war years, and I don't know if she's in uniform, but if not, she would have had a lady's suit rather than a skirt, than a shirt.
I know what photo you're on about, because it's my great grandma and granddad.
Yeah, because I just feel that I have got the hair sort of a little bit like sort of roll up and it's like. Did she have some problems? Did she have a problem with the back of her head? Did she had a brain hemorrhage or something?
I'm not sure. I know she fell when she died, and she had arthritis, and that's the reason she fell. So I don't know if she hit her head, but I don't know.
I just feel that it was something. I just feel that it was a clunk in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Who likes cocktails?
I like cocktails. If I go out, I drink cocktails.
Right, because it's like though I like sort of drinking fancy things, but it's like I like to have a dry martini or something like that. Yeah, and that it's just because you need to relax and have a little bit of giggly and Dutch courage, etc. And I feel that who does like betting?
Oh, I'm bad at gambling, really bad. Betting all the time.
Well, the thing is that is not going to solve any problems.
Oh my God.
Right? Because
I've just started to try to get help today.
Yeah, but the thing is that, as I was saying before earlier on, and I don't know if you can remember what I was saying, is that sometimes it's very difficult to accept ourselves.
Yeah.
And you got to start really and truly having a firm trust in yourself. It doesn't happen overnight, right? It's something that all you got to do is keep trying. Fail, doesn't matter, but try to keep back to it. Right. Because at the end of the day, nobody's perfect. And the more that you work on yourself, I just feel that with you eventually will help people.
Right.
Because you are a very cute and aware type of lady. And the fact that at the moment you are going through all these different things or whatever, you are experiencing a type of life that eventually you will say, I didn't think that I will go through all that. But that will help you to put yourself in front of other people and say, been there, done that, saw the light.
100%.
And it will be amazing, trust me. But you got to start, as I said, you got to start liking yourself, loving yourself. I don't mean being vain or whatever, but it's just inside. You have those 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day whenever you can, because if you have got kids and all the rest of it, it's difficult to find peace. But just send your thoughts out and said, I want to be this. And keep that as your goal, to be what your heart is telling you that you can achieve, right? Okay, you failed. It doesn't matter. You got plenty of time to rectify, providing that you're always aware that what you want to achieve is to be who you have got up here as an idealism, because this tells you, right? And you will be okay.
Thank you.
Love you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Well, Daniela, you've had a couple of interesting nights, haven't you? Where's my wallpaper gone?
It's upstairs. I've got different wallpaper now.
See, I nearly didn't recognise you with the different wallpaper, you know.
What Carlos, you've just done such an amazing reading. Like
He's wonderful.
I just can't believe it. That was just perfect for what's happened today. It's perfect.
Because this is what you need. This is when we start asking the universe to put that into the right path, then the words that are coming through is what you need. It's nothing to do. It's just, I'm just facilitating something that people up there are trying to help you with. Because at the end of the day, I can, this is no fortune telling, it's nothing. It's what you need here.
Right.
That
Thank
matters.
you, guys.
Okay. God bless.
Thank you, Nick.
God bless you. Daniela, stay in touch. Keep us in the loop and keep away from those scratches and things. I have my same issues myself. We all have our own little vices, I know. But
online, it's bad.
no.
It's bad. But I've gone today and I've got help, so it's fine. It's good.
Brilliant. Well done. The first step is always the hardest, but everything else follows afterwards with ease. Well done, Dole, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
God bless you, babe. Take care. Oh, bless her. Oh, hang on. He's gone. Come back, Carlos. There you are. Hello. Ah, there you are. Wonderful. Brilliant. Well, the love is pouring out to you tonight, Carlos. And you've even got someone watching you from Perth in Western Australia.
Oh, my God.
I know. So it is the time of the evening that we are ready to have our final recipient. But as we all know, something happens just before that because we have a tradition. So, Christine, you're going to get a really good introduction tonight, my love, because you are by no means least. Hannah, my darling, are you there?
Oh, Hannah, you're wonderful.
Bully's special prize goes to Christine. Hannah, as ever, thank you very much, my darling. We'll see you at the end. Thanks a lot, babe. Big kisses. Bless her. So, finally, here she is. She's been so patient, and knowing Christine as I do, that's unusual. Hello, are you there, darling?
Just wait. Okay.
Good job. I'm not waiting down there. You pay me a visit, love. Are you all right, darling?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. I'll leave you two alone before I get beat up. Here we go.
Greetings, Christine. The first thing that, just as I was looking at you, the first thing that that somebody has made me aware of, can you understand a man who used to borrow your glasses?
Who used to what, sorry?
Borrowed your glasses.
No.
Well, if you can remember a man, can you understand a man that used to borrow his wife's glasses?
Yeah.
Can you understand that? Because it's just like I want to take your glasses and put it on myself because I'm going to see a paper particularly, and it's like I'm looking at the horses, like somebody who would not like the horses.
So somebody likes the horses, yeah.
But as well, it's like I just for some reason or other, I don't know why, but the Grand National comes to mind more so than any other race. Can you understand that? And they are showing me, they are also making me aware, I don't know why, of a painting, and not a big painting, it's something like this, right? But it has got flowers. But it's a painting.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that.
Right. But if I said to you that they are giving me this painting, is somebody that perhaps didn't have much, but there is this particular painting that they are very proud of. I don't know if they painted it themselves or it was something that they had that they gave away to when they passed or whatever, but they are making me aware of this flower painting.
No, I can't think of anything.
All right. Now, just as you are saying that you cannot think about it, as I'm telling you this, they are giving me some connection to the railway, and I'm going. Whoever it is, they would have done something to do with the steam rails. So I'm going back in the past.
I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
Well, I can smell. I can smell the steam of the engine. If this person wasn't in the trains, he would be in the station. But I just feel that I can smell the steam of the trains. You know, when with all this smoke coming out.
Yeah. It's possible.
Right. Now, have you got a lot of things in your brain for a minute? It's like my brain is nearly to combustion, right?
Yeah.
Right. And this is why they are showing this to me, because whoever it was is like they would have had awareness of being near trains, but also it's like, you know, you got to let steam go sometimes, because otherwise, if you don't, it just builds inside you.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not good to, it's like you need to sometimes release some of this pressure that is within you, because otherwise, you know, it's going to affect you health-wise.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Now, I feel that I can see, I think that it must be somebody of the past, because sometimes with the things like this is of people of the past. Can you understand a gentleman who was in bed for a long time?
Yeah, many years and years. My granddad.
Yes, it doesn't matter when it is. It's just that sometimes our family, our loved ones, is something there to do with the DNA, and there are people they're around us as well as our guides and helpers. But we can prove much more that life continues by bringing those who are on the other side, because then you know that they are not gone, they are still there and they are trying to help you. And my God, you need that help at the moment. Can you also understand ladybirds?
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
All of a sudden, it's like earlier on I could see ants, and I could also feel flying ants, and now I can see ladybirds. But this is to do with the garden, things that happens in the garden. It's like for whatever reason, it's like all of a sudden I've got lots of ants, and I've got flying ants, and they are making me aware. And obviously, it must be somebody that used to love gardening.
Yeah, I think so. I think, yeah.
Yeah, and but the thing is, has it been a lot of tears recently?
Yeah.
Because I just feel that I'm trying to go outside to go away from people, but I still shocking within myself. I still very sad, and there's something in my heart that is very palpable, that is hurting.
Yeah.
In fact, it's like tears are coming to me now. Yeah. And we go back to what we were saying earlier on. Sometimes when it's not that I don't know other expressions or anything like that, but sometimes when something comes is because there is some healing needed in helping you to sort of understand that those things, however terrible, have been, but by being sort of focused and purposely fixed within yourself, to try to ask them to help you to overcome what is there. Yeah, because sometimes we need outside help, and we are not very good at going to see a shrink or a local health worker, whatever. But because we think we can do things ourselves, but sometimes they are a little bit too much for us. And if we invite them upstairs to help us to understand, yeah. Then you understand some connections to Scotland?
Yeah, I'm Scottish.
All right, because all of a sudden I think St. Cecil's, you know, the flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but I've also been reminded that, you know, I need to have some fresh air to clear my head. It's like, you know, sometimes when you go out in the open up there and you have got, it's windy, but it clears your head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you understand something like that song? Something said, what is the save your trousers or something like that?
You can't show.
Right. It's like somebody would have a good sense of humor.
Donald Vegetarians.
Yeah. And for some reason, for some reason or other, the word dollop is being mentioned. Dollop of this or dollop of that.
Yeah.
And I also feel that this gentleman would have been somebody that whatever money he had, he liked to have it in his pocket rather than in the bank. He didn't trust banks.
Mm-hmm.
And he would have been somebody who saved his money as well.
Tried.
Yeah. Can I be personal about something?
Go on then.
Yeah, it's not the sort of thing that I would talk, but he didn't change his underwear very often.
I don't know about that.
Sorry, that is what he's saying to me. You know, I'm not. It's not. It will make sense if I'm making that expression to let you know that he's there with you.
He's taking the mickey.
Oh, good, fine. Because then he's the sense of humor, right? It's nothing to do with me because you know, to me it's embarrassing to say that. But if he's using that type of language, you will understand what he's talking about. Yeah. And always when I go out, always in case I get run by a bus. But he's making me aware of that. So now I feel that somebody is showing me an old cross. You know, like is nothing too smart, but he's like I have got a cross on its own, and he has got he's like silver and black.
Yeah.
Yeah. And is something that is this significance is that this person went up through a lot of things, but he always trusted what he was guiding him.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I want to say raspberries to you. I don't know why. Somebody is making raspberries to you.
Yeah. That's my father.
Sorry?
Wayne. It's my dad.
Yeah. But they are also giving me a heart. And I think that heart, I will go to February, around February with that. But as well as that, there is a lot of love. They are not people to talk about it, but they feel it. So thank you for working with me. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
I'm confident that you're not on your own.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bless you. Christine, it's a pleasure as always.
Thank you, darling.
And I hope to see you. I hope to see you very soon.
I will come down and visit you shortly.
You should. Come and see me. Come and say hello. I'll give you a socially distanced hug.
I shouted at you through the car window last week.
I wondered who that was, because we only live around the corner from each other as well, don't we?
We did.
Oh, you've moved, have you?
I'm in Yorkshire.
Oh, you're in Yorkshire now, are you, love?
Yeah.
Oh. No wonder I've had a peaceful life in the shop.
Well, wait till I come down and visit then.
I look forward to it, darling. I look forward to it. Thank you for joining us, darling. It's a pleasure to see you again. Cheers, babe. Carlos, my friend. You know, sometimes I have the words and sometimes I don't, but I'm going to throw this one back to Daniela, who has said it perfectly. What a good medium, such good connection tonight. What a good refresh to see you're not rusty, quite right, and your spiritual guides are working good tonight.
Very kind.
Seriously, now, I know we discussed earlier that you were worried that it's been a while since you did any work. And what did I say to you? They will look after you, and sometimes a change is as good as a rest, and a rest is as good as a change. My friend, you have definitely proven life eternal tonight. Pardon?
Haven't lost the plot?
You haven't lost the plot, mate. No way. Hallelujah. Now, let's see what Reverend Lynn has to say. Let me unmute her first, because I'll get in trouble if I don't. Hello, Lynn. Hello, Lynn.
Well, that was wonderful, Carlos.
Thank you.
You know, on behalf of all of us, you know, thank you very much. And you have proved that good and genuine mediumship is the most wonderful gift. And I know that lots and lots of people have been uplifted and comforted and have loved you, actually, Carlos. So you have more fans. And very, very, very lovely. Thank you so much on behalf of everybody. I know that everyone watching.
I feel so flattered we had people from Australia.
No,
there you go. You've definitely got a new fan. Look, she's even caught on the catchphrase. Daniela's just jumped up with hallelujah.
Oh, yeah, hallelujah. Yeah. Yes, hallelujah. And you know and just apropos of nothing much, I suppose, but we were talking about Jesus, and before he went off to get himself executed, he would have sung the Hallel, which is the praise to God, of course, hallelujah. And it's Psalm 118, if anyone's interested, because that's the Hallel, and that would be sung on the evening of Passover that he was taking part in that time, the communion. So I'm sure that we all wanted to know that. And I was just given a verse. And I think this is for you, Carlos, too, of course, for all of us. And it just goes, thou whose almighty word the whole creation heard, the law of right, hear us, we humbly pray, and where love's golden ray sheds not its glorious ray, let there be light. So I think that is, you know, you have shed some light for us tonight, Carlos.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Heart, mate. Thank you so, and thank you coming back on, Lynn, and sharing that as well. Absolutely spot
it's
on.
my pleasure, really. It was wonderful. Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you very much.
Well, let's get everybody back up for the closing prayer, shall we? So there's Mum. Everybody else knows her as Linda. Here's Alan and Penny, and here's Sam and Hannah. Everyone else has disappeared, but I know they're still watching because they keep making comments. So let us join together as we say our closing prayer. As we say, Great Spirit, Father, Mother, God, we thank you truly for the opportunity to come together as friends and to unite under your banner of love and hope and friendship, and to be able to witness that life and your work and your word and your promise to us eternally is the truth. And as we go out into this world from this night, no matter what time we watch this episode of Littleport Christian Spiritualists, we ask that a blessing be placed on each person presently watching, no matter the time of day, and that blessing may spread to their friends and to their families and their loved ones, and spread across the earth like a web of love, compassion, and truth. And so, dear Lord, until we meet again, let us remember to live our lives in love, in truth, and in light. Amen.
Amen.
Well, my friends, without a final task, a final upliftment, it is, of course, time to get the kettle on. Look, let me see if I can get this working now. Look. Oh, here we go. There you go. Just popping it around, passing the cup round so that everybody gets a handful of it. There we go. The cup has been shared. The cup has been passed. And so it might be empty, but it's time to fill it, because we're going to say one final big thank you to the wonderful work and his guides thereof, Carlos Galiana.
Carlos Galiana.
Where's your husband doing the cooking?
He's the one waving the cup round. He doesn't like coming on screen, bless him. Go on, say hello, Dad. It is Carlos after all.
45 was a good year, Carlos.
Bless you all. Well, thank you to Sam for the reading. Thank you to Alan for giving a wonderful link. Thank you to Lynn for all of your words and guidance as ever. Thank you to everyone who's been watching at home. And it leaves me only to say thank you all for joining us this evening, being part of this venture that's now been going on since March. And so God bless you all. May the peace of the Great Spirit go with you. But until next week, when we have Alison and Aaron said, good night, God bless, and goodbye.
Bye-bye. God bless.